Welcome back to Ilios. Okay, so we're going into hour 4. Just actually, I wanted to. So Frisk made a reference to it this morning when I was setting everything up and doing DM prep. I restarted my computer because of some PC issues, and it auto logged me into the voice chat for our little Discord. And I started playing some of the music. I was like, oh man, I'll do the intro music to today's stream to be the Ilios intro, just to hype everyone up. And I press play, and a couple seconds in, I just hear hello, daddy, daddy. and I had no fucking idea what happened. There was just a voice. I was like, oh my god, did Peachy send me the wrong file? What happened? And I sat there for 2 minutes on stream, just going, what the fuck is going on? Closing and leaving Discord channels and shit. I thought it was in Continue's Discord or something, because it sounded like Continue for a moment. And then I look over and I see her in the fucking Discord with me, and in the chat trolling the shit out of me. She tweeted it. She tweeted a fucking clip of it. It was terrifying. I was like, oh my god, everyone's gonna think I'm watching some kind of weird fucked up porn, and I'm gonna get banned from Twitch. Okay, so hour 4, we're gonna get out of all the character creation stuffs.
Gosh,
I know,
thank you.
I know. Any of the leftover stuff we'll deal with after. Frisk and I are gonna go through his spells. But hour 4, we get back into the world and such. You guys have already talked about the how old the city is, and we've talked about what exactly has gone on with plot points and such with the viewers. We're gonna do something real quick. How did you guys meet? You're all a part of the Adventurers Guild. You've been adventuring for, let's say, 3 levels, right? So first off, let's establish, how did the 5 of you meet? Did you all kind of meet at the same time? Was it a drafting thing? You guys just go fucking.
I challenged the Goliath to a fist fight.
Okay.
So we've already got him stomping around, and I was like, "You there? I want to fight that." And Mother was like, "Don't try and fight it." And
honey, you're gonna get killed.
What is it? I want to fight it.
It's a Goliath, honey.
2 years ago, I was still relatively young. I was only 6.
Only 6 years old fighting a Goliath. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're only 6 years old.
So.
Yeah, and then the Goliath was like, I am in the guild, and I'm like, I'm not joining that guild then.
And on your 7th birthday.
On your 7th birthday, you join the guild.
And I get my own Goliath, Mom.
So what actually happened was this little
Goliaths
kid
are people too.
was staring wide-eyed like, whoa. And then he's like, so what do you do? What do you do?
And then
Garthus tells him.
Punched him in the face.
No.
And then he's like, one day I'm going to be one as well. I'm going to be better than you. So this kid already has got some cocky attitude kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he tries to punch me in the shin. And just with the shin alone, he's in pain with his hand.
It caused. We'll say it caused a break. It just
caused a break.
Off the fucking arm. Okay.
But only because he used Stone's endurance racial traits.
I fucking hate that racial. So we know, Caroline, you're Brad's mom in the campaign. How did that come about? How did that start?
I'm a ranger who explores the caves, and I had found a lot of orphaned dwarves because of cave-ins. Their parents who had been excavating down there, they might have died, and then there ended up being this resurgence of this huge population of I guess dwarves that had no parents. So I took them all in, and then one day I found a goblin, and being the kind of person that I am, I just took him in anyways because it's a lone goblin with no arm. My wife then told me that, nope, that's a goblin, you need to put that back. And I said no, and I kept him, and the first word he said was Gooch. So now his name is Gooch.
Gooch?
Gooch.
Your character's name is actually Gooch.
It's Gooch Stone, yeah.
Gooch Stone.
My name is Gooch.
And I'm Naira's Stonekeeper.
Okay. What about Frisk and Zot, how do you guys think you guys came into this party?
Well,
Well, to preface,
well, we're
are you
supposed
her
to be
sister?
sisters.
Are you guys?
Yes.
Do you guys
I
work
think.
it
Are
out?
we gonna be sisters?
Do we want to do that? I'm down to
I
do
wouldn't
that.
mind.
Yeah, we could be
Yeah,
like.
that works.
Yeah, sure. I'm good with that.
I'm just
We're
adopted.
we're so close knit.
That if one of you dies, it'll be
Struggles.
devastating.
It's gonna be the
Oh
worst.
my gosh.
Yeah.
God.
So, yeah, I think it'll work. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you could be
So
sisters.
like
We could be
maybe you were the more like free-spirited sister, so maybe you would go off and do things on your own, and then finally decided to like, oh, she's got this like rampaging band of idiots that maybe I'll join up with for a little bit. And
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
much. Like
Okay.
I was just like, oh yeah, like very free spirited, but I love my family, so I'm very big supporter of my nephew. So basically when he was trying to challenge that fine gentleman over there, I came to be a very supportive auntie and lend him his inspiration via my music because I
Sounds
am a
like
bard.
I might have beaten this Goliath if I had the.
But you got your automail like ripped off.
they
and
all
you had
have
to
like
rebuild
they
it.
all have blinders on. We're like they're like, oh my god, you did so good, and he's got like a welt the size of a country on his face, like.
My nephew, this battle is looking weak or bleak. Allow me to make your weapons less weak.
And there's the
There it is.
Just
There's the inspiration
pardon.
die.
Just pardon my way,
Okay.
and then we were
Like,
all
just rip
there.
it off
so.
and whack it on him and
We
stuff.
just fucking hit him with the arm. Just
Stop beating yourself. Stop beating yourself.
I have the goblin trait of nimble escape as well, so I probably did that. Like he ripped my arm off, went to hit me with it, and I was like, bye.
Oh man.
Yeah,
Okay.
never
So I just hand the arm back to his mom.
So
just
did
like,
you? Yeah.
I'll take that. Thank you.
Did you kind of join up after that, Connor? Like, how did you? You came from your tribe into the city, which was probably a feat and a fucking half, by the way. Like, they either
Yeah, probably,
climbing
like,
the fucking
growing
wall.
up, like discrimination from
Yeah.
everyone, like Goliath, whatever.
Yeah.
Probably taking odd jobs here and there,
Mhm.
helping out in the blacksmith.
That's actually where I would meet him. I actually would I needed muscle for a particular thing, and lo and behold, a Goliath. You don't see many of them. They're massive in strength and everything like that, and this one actually has some intelligence. So yeah, went ahead and employed and known him for years.
Mm.
And then so you guys just kind of
And
met
lo and
after that.
behold, he gets into a fight with a goblin of all things.
Okay. How do you guys think you would have joined after that? Like after the fight there, what would have just been like a hey, have you heard of the Adventurers Guild? Or do they like come knocking on your door like Jehovah's Witnesses? Like, excuse me, sir, it's 6 a.m. Have you heard of the Adventurers Guild? Have you guys seen that Evan Breen Vine, the one with the Jehovah's Witness, where it's like, hello, and he like opens the door and he's like, hello, going through different parts of the house, like, hello, hello, and then like he opens the shower curtain, like, hello, have you heard of the word of our Lord and Savior? Like, I love that Vine so much. Okay,
Oh
so
my God.
so just kind of this ramshackle band put together, half of a family and two kind of, you guys say close friends or employer and?
I'm probably
Over the years, it's
probably, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, relatively finding somebody that's in pursuit of something else, and I mean, actually having an intelligent conversation every once in a while, better than most.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe
Yeah, I was gonna say I like that just because
Since
maybe
you're-
I'm a half sister,
Yeah.
considering.
Yeah. I
Uh,
like
maybe
I
it
feel
was
like-
maybe Caroline was like the bastard of like the noble house or something, or
Oh yeah, crap! You're part of a noble house.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I am part of a noble house, so you're
Oh.
like Jon Snow, and you're like
Yeah.
all into your nature
you're
and,
the
and
bastard.
being a ranger and stuff.
It's yeah.
That could totally be like maybe
Wow, you're gonna be Jon Snow.
something to
Okay.
consider.
I-
Like
you
maybe
know what, I'm
maybe you
okay
weren't
with
the
that.
bastard. Maybe you were the full-on sister, but like you left at a really young age because they were all like kind of uppity, and maybe like you were the favored sister, and they were all really uppity, and that's they kind of neglected and ignored Frisk's character, so she left off, and you were like, well, fuck this, if I can fucking leave.
Yeah.
Maybe it's
I
one of those
like-
like.
I
like the
idea of
Or maybe
bastard.
someone stole
like
her
the
out of her
bastard
crib in
idea
the dead
too.
of night. Somebody
I like
stole
the
her out of her
bastard
crib
idea.
in the dead of night,
Oh, it's a
and
sick- The serpent.
And then they put
The
up a
serpent
ransom, but because my parents didn't give a shit, they were just like, we ain't paying that. And then she was raised by wolves.
Oh my god. I do like the bastard idea as well, though. Like,
I like the bastard
I just
idea
want an
too.
excuse for someone to be like, bastard. Oh,
I just like
always
how
be a
I like how
bastard.
complex the family tree is.
Yeah.
I
you
like
know?
it. Well, and it ties in really nicely because if I'm the bastard and I leave, and then I have such high family values for people who aren't like direct bloodlines.
Do you even leave if you're a bastard though? Like
You
or
just-
you
Maybe I
just-
wasn't even there in the first
You
place.
just left, like
Yeah, I
like
just-
like Gendry
Yeah.
is a fucking bastard of the king, and he's just in the fucking town being
Yeah.
a fucking
Yeah.
blacksmith or whatever.
Mm.
So like it's known
Maybe I
that
just
you're
never-
a bastard,
yeah.
but you were just maybe you were never on the inner circle.
But then
Yeah,
do I
maybe
know?
like my
Whereas
father,
Frisk
the
was.
king, had a rather fun time with your mother at the brothel.
I will
Yeah.
say this is a
Ooh,
very
I like that.
I
matriarchal.
like the bastard
Yeah.
child of.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
This
and
is,
then you
uh,
are officially a bastard.
interesting.
That
Oh
makes
my
me
God.
part noble, like born. I'm
Oh, and
even
then
more
part
removed.
bastard.
No, you're a goblin.
I'm an
Damn
adopted,
that.
adopted bastard noble goblin. I'm
Oh
the first
my
ever.
God.
Technically,
First
I'm a
noble
noble.
First ever
Goblin.
Tobo.
I'm gonna claim that shit every time I speak to a god. Every time.
Yeah, that'll
You know who I am.
Oh, you know who I am?
Ugh,
Excuse me, sorry.
I'm a noble.
just
Kinda.
rips off your arm and just, do you know?
We,
just start pointing up.
so
You're
He's
she,
a
Noblin.
noblin.
No.
Yes.
fuck, a noblin. A noblin.
noblin.
A
Noblin.
Mm,
Um,
knob in
What was I gonna
general.
say?
Yep.
King in the north.
what was
I will be
gonna say?
king in the north by the time
Oh
this
my fucking
campaign
God.
ends.
Oh,
I'm
yes,
gonna
okay, so,
overtake the
hold
north
on,
quadrant.
real quick.
Jesus
Just so you guys
Christ.
know, this is since the queen came to power, it's a very matriarchal society as well. The men aren't necessarily looked down upon, but in a lot of the key positions, it's women of power.
Of course,
women-
Justin Trudeau,
Oh my-
Canadian
fuck off,
fucking
fuck off.
campaign is a matriarchal
Yeah,
society.
it'll make sense one day, Brad.
Sorry.
So just
You've
so you
been
guys
reading
know,
Menzo Barans and shit too much.
I've read farther than you have. That's
I love
the
Menzo
problem,
Baranzan,
man.
it's
I
the
know I
best.
love Menzo Baranzan so much. That's the
Oh
problem
my
is I've
God.
read so much farther than you have.
Yeah.
So that it's not like incredibly noticeable. It's just it's a slight turn, right? With the queen in power, these kind of things would happen, and a lot of the chancellors are women, except for like I think the southern and the eastern district. So half of the chancellors are women. And so you guys know as well, going a little more into the politics, there are multiple houses in each city, like multiple families, kind of like in Duskvale, Brad, the houses and families that you have. There's quite a few of these. The house in power, like I said earlier, they elect a chancellor, but there are still other like rich or powerful or influential houses that exist in each of the districts here. It's not just like one family rules all. It's multiple families that are kind of like that you would expect from a city, right? It's a bunch of different families. It's just the really important ones are the ones that own the districts currently. Also, yeah, it's added one. That's added 3 to the goblin counter. Thank you, Chad. Thank you, guys.
Damn
It's
it.
at least 6 or 7. I love how they're
Oh
like
my
like
gosh.
that's 7. That's 7 goblins right there.
Double it up. Yep. Start
We'll make
doubling.
it- that's 9 goblins, Chad. That's the count right
the
now.
just opening the opening thing is just
Yeah.
okay. Gooch, you're in a cave by yourself. 45 goblins crawl out of the holes and attack you.
Okay, so
Bring it on, then we'll let it. Sorry,
we've
carry on.
found out like how you guys came together. So do you guys have a name for your group, or if you guys like, are you guys that cheesy? Have you
Ooh.
named yourselves something cool, or
Gooch's gang.
Gucci?
The Gucci gang.
The
Gucci
the
gang.
Gucci gang. Oh man.
I feel like there's no way. Like, maybe that's what we called ourselves as a 3 before we joined up
Yeah,
with these 2.
we were the Gucci gang.
Well, actually, we weren't that. I just said that's what we were.
Gucci's. Oh my
We're
god.
like, we're
Up there with
family.
Goonies.
Like
It's like
and
the
you're
Goonies,
no,
but
we're
it's the Gucci.
gang.
But it's the Gucci's, yeah. Oh my god.
Oh wow.
The family.
Zotbot's angels.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
Well, who is in charge? I guess would it
Yeah,
be
who's
Zot's
the-
character?
I
He's
mean,
super
I'm
intelligent.
45, so if you want intelligence, if you want, experience and whatnot,
It
No.
seems
Uh-huh.
like
I'm actually kind of
the-
psychotic too. The magic's not been too good to me. The years.
Mm. I can talk my way into just about anything. I mean, I guess a charismatic leader is something too. I mean, I'd be okay with Zot being leader.
Yeah.
So this is the cool thing. I think I was telling Kara about this. Like,
it also plays into the season 2 villain thing.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So the cool thing,
I'm kind of listening.
I mean, you can still like if Zot is the like leader where he's like, okay, this is the job we're going to take. Caroline could still be the like leader of like she could be the wholesome leader, right? And where like Frisk could be the like charismatic like, you know, the one that steps in and is like, listen, this is the rational fucking course of action. Like all of you need to stop arguing, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need
we'll
the
probably
rational.
end up like spreading out a
you guys
little
would all
bit of
be
the
in your own ways,
I'm gonna
right?
be tunnel visioning so hard, and
I
you
feel
guys
like
have,
I feel like Connor's character is just the
Oh.
kind to destroy a table with an axe to get everyone's attention, and Brad's character is the one to like jump up and start like hitting fucking mugs of ale on his head or something to cause like.
There's no tactician coming from me.
Yeah.
I don't think.
You know what?
Probably not Connor. I think
Brad,
we're probably both
do you
in
know
the
what?
same.
My
boat.
idiot child.
You actually missed the opportunity to play a battle rager.
Oh.
You know what a battle rager
Battle
is?
Rager, no.
Battle ragers are like traditionally dwarves. See if you got this far in fucking Drizzt books, you'd know it's a dwarf. So there's a dwarf in the Drizzt books that wears nothing but like spiky ridged armor, and he's basically he's a berserker, but he uses no weapons. What they do is they jump and they hug an enemy and they shimmy them to death. And so yeah, like, and this dwarf like when he gets angry, he just like bashes his head off stone walls and shit. Like,
Oh my god, I'm not quite that level of crazy.
they are hilarious characters.
I literally think that's a Dark Souls build, but
They just
yeah.
they hug and they shimmy them to death and bring them to the ground. They punch a little bit, but their main thing is like enveloping them and just shaking as much as they can. It like
That's
basically
horrific.
it pulps them essentially.
I can
That's
just imagine you'll
hilarious.
have like a really dumb dwarf just run.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just really misunderstood. Like he just loves everyone too much.
Just
hug me.
Why does everyone die?
Free hugs.
Okay. So do you guys have a name or no? No.
For the
Probably.
time being.
For the time being.
Death
I feel
by
like we
Snoo
should
Snoo.
sit on that. Like, we
No,
should,
Yeah. might be something to
Why?
come up with like
Maybe-
in character in session. Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's something that we
What if
have
we let
to
the
like.
chat decide? Because I'm sure they have some interesting ideas.
I mean, Death by Snoo Snoo was from the chat.
Yeah, is this going to be the first time getting together as far as like
no.
this
You
group?
No,
guys have been
okay.
together for a
What
while.
kind of-
That's why we're
What kind of
So,
stuff have we been doing?
getting to this. Have you guys lost any members of the party before?
Ooh.
Was there somebody?
One of
We lost Timmy.
Gooch's other brothers.
Damn it, Timmy.
One of the dwarven
Yeah.
children, maybe.
Jesus.
One of the dwarven children, maybe.
Yeah.
That's why he's so angry.
He doesn't
You need-
care about
Lost-
his siblings.
So
lost
one of the
Considering
dwarven,
like we don't
Anybody's
have
here
a
for revenge.
a dedicated healer.
maybe
so,
like
like-
the
I have
eldest. Yeah.
cure
So
wounds,
the
at least.
eldest dwarven brother was a cleric or something.
Like the Grimgar fucking cleric
Yeah.
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah.
Like fucking, we had this older brother.
Mm.
What's like a good dwarf name for like a memory?
Bran.
Jay.
Jay.
Just name him Jay.
Jay.
Justin.
Jay will be
Justin-
missed.
Justin Trudeau, the
Oh
dwarf.
my god.
He died.
Oh my fucking
He
god.
died.
Justin Trudeau the dwarf.
Wow.
Oh
Mhm.
my fucking god.
He
And,
was
uh,
the Canadian.
oh, man.
He's
He was
the
oh my god.
That
He was
poor
the
guy.
full metal cleric. He wore all plate and it
Oh my god.
There it is.
works so well.
I'm keeping that. It's sold.
Then
It's
what
done.
about if his name is Edward then? Full Metal Cleric.
Just
Edward, yeah.
Edward, the full metal dwarf, ended up falling in battle? It was just
Like my brother.
Mhm.
Well, it could be
Paladin.
well, he'd be
Yep.
Alphonse, but it could be like Alfgar for like a dwarf. or
Bested by a
something.
sandworm.
Alfie. Just
Alfgar?
Alfie.
Alfie?
Alfie. Alfie.
Alf-
Real,
oh,
full name
Alfie. Yep.
Alfgar, like nickname Alfie.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfie.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. So both of you
Good
guys
old
write
Alfie.
that down. Remember that.
Alfie, yeah. I'm
okay.
gonna write that.
So
So
going into
Alfie
that,
Alfgar, the Full Metal Cleric.
have you guys completed any like epic jobs before? Like, give me. Let's say I was gonna do 2 from each of you, but let's just say like 2 to 3, maybe like incredible jobs that you guys have done, like adventures that you've done together. What happened? Did you guys get like awesome loot from it? What were the circumstances? Like you were given a job to do X.
I feel like it just needs to be like a horrific monster. You know,
Yeah.
just something that we can go back and kill later on, like a beholder, for like legit.
Well, this is like a success. So there is a failure.
success.
If you want a failure, I've got one. Like, give me 1 to 2 failures. So if you want a failure of 1, like maybe you guys were the ones that discovered the beholder in the well, and that was what killed the brother, and you guys had to run from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the failure. Can I mark that down? That you lost Alfie as a group there.
Rest in pepperonis, Alfie.
Rest in pepperonis, Alfie.
Rip.
What are the two or 3 successes? What do you guys think? Frisk, do you have any ideas?
Successes as a group. We took out this monster in the lake in the eastern district.
Okay.
Yes, he came in from the east. Nobody knows how he got past our wall there, but somehow he got into the lake, and I guess we could just call him like the Loch Ness monster. He was eating all the fish. He was
maybe attacking some of the fishing boats and such. Like,
he was attacking our fishing boats. Yes, he was a real threat to society. But we slayed him.
We killed Nessie.
We killed Nessie.
Are you actually saying we just killed Nessie?
Chat, what monster do you guys think it was?
Wow.
We killed Nessie.
We killed Nessie.
There is a plesiosaurus in
there
the
is.
fucking monster
There
manual.
are dinosaurs in the monster manuals.
Because if you look at our map, we have that far right there where we have that lake, but then it goes out to the unknown. No idea where that goes. Something could have gone into the lake.
Oh, a Hydra, maybe?
That's what I'm going with.
Oh.
A Hydra?
Hydras are like way higher.
They're way up there.
I mean,
Like
maybe with like other
baby Hydra?
parties, you guys came together or something and helped with it.
It was a group effort, possibly.
yeah.
I mean, like almost a massive raid.
Yeah, we led basically an entire like city's worth just group of people to take down this monster.
It was a WoW raid. Get 40 members together.
Okay. There's a little Hydra
Yeah, like
came in.
Baby Hydra.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's
Killed
the
Nessie, the baby Hydra.
And did you guys like keep one of the heads or something as trophy?
I actually
It's probably a trophy in the Adventures Guild.
Okay.
I actually have
like a wall.
trophy from like previous.
Well, you couldn't
kills
carry
as
around
thing.
a Hydra's head. That would be massive.
Maybe like a Hydra scale.
Maybe a
You just
Hydra
got
scale
Garth
would
just carrying it back like,
it's like
oh,
a necklace or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so something else like was there like a mission, Connor, that you like carried the team on? Was there something that was like an ultimate success because of you or something?
Probably going into like an ancient ruin.
Okay. Yeah. So
like,
definitely down underneath, there are definitely the
looking
remnants of
for
the old city.
loot, and on the way back, someone I don't know who probably triggers a trap, and then a boulder is about to fall on us, and I catch it, and He-Man lift it up like,
oh my
yo,
God.
come on.
Didn't even squash the gnome.
Powerful
Just
build.
stayed by that. All right.
And maybe because of that, like maybe you guys were fighting something at the same time and you just like rolled it into them and killed them.
Oh, I might have tunnel visioned. If I saw something shiny.
Yeah. So you set off the trap, and like let's say
Probably.
it was a group of like gnolls or something, and
Yeah.
then they started to encroach on you from like these old ruins. It was like a large room with a small lake, and in the middle there was like a treasure. You stepped in, boulder came down, and he just took it and like and threw it at the fucking gnolls and crushed half of them. Okay. Do you guys have anything else, Brad? One more epic story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I killed a god.
Okay. So Brad was fighting a goblin dressed as a tree, and Brad thinks that he killed the goddess of trees.
Oh, God. I killed Millie.
Wow.
Wow.
It was the one and only time I got drunk.
Oh boy.
Wow.
So drunk.
Okay, so actually, maybe the one time you got drunk in like the northern section of the city, up like, let's say, up here, and you went out and started beating the shit out of a tree, and it turned out to be a tree ant.
Yeah.
And then you guys actually all had to fight it.
Yeah.
Because he
There
just
was
got
a concealed tree ant that
Yeah.
woke up and could have caused havoc, and we
Okay.
we played it off as a group thanks
Okay.
to the bardic charisma rolls that you know, like the treant was crazy and about to kill everyone in the town.
A big story, yeah. Treant was
accidentally started drunken brawl with treant.
Okay.
Passed it off like we saved the city.
All right. And
I think also it would be maybe nice if we didn't wasn't just a killing thing. Like we actually just pulled off like a cool archaeological.
Yeah, I was just about to
ask.
ask. Yeah, is there like anything maybe like, because there is, so to describe it,
we have like an Indiana Jones crazy sorcerer, right?
Underneath the city in the aqueducts, it's not necessarily like a tight, cramped space. It's a full-on city underneath, right? So you're basically walking through the ruins of an eon past, where there are large rooms where trees, basically like Futurama status kind of type deal, right? There are there's large sections where there's a whole forest, and then like the wildlife and vegetation has started to wreak havoc and start to like crumble in it and just dismantle half of the city on its own, kind of like Legend of Korra, like Spirit Forest style, or whatever happens in the main city there. I can't remember what the fucking main city is.
Yeah, the Spirit one.
Oh, the
Republic City.
Where they were kind of
Republic City, where it starts to overgrow. Yeah. And then maybe there was something in there, like an ancient artifact that you guys had to grab. What would it be, like a warhammer or something?
I almost want to get the idea of there's some sort of like sand cultist or something like that. Like I don't know, like there's something with the sand that I'm very skeptical about. Like there's some sort of like, it's almost like a corruption. I might just be like psychotic and thinking think that way, but I'm thinking.
I was thinking maybe we had an adventure or something. We had our first small adventure right outside the walls.
Yeah.
Where maybe cultists came out and like we had to fight off some cultists who were trying to maybe like dig a path into the city.
Okay. But instead of like fighting them, maybe you guys just collapsed the tunnels on them or something.
Yeah, but maybe Zod's character got like maybe like taken up by one of the cultists, like taken up just by the throat or something.
Oh, and did you have to save him?
Probably got curious.
Yeah.
Maybe
and, like, one of us had to save him.
you went out on your own kind of type deal. You got kidnapped, and they had to go save your ass and rescue you. Right? Like, yeah.
Sounds right.
There's an artifact outside the walls.
Yeah.
I'm a small little gnome. I
like
will kick,
kick,
scream, everything, but
that was the one time my charisma failed. I tried to convince them to let her go,
and it just didn't work. And they were like, you know what? You're right. We should kill them. We should kill him right now. Like, thanks for the inspiration on that. They start like trying to saw his leg off or something. We'll sacrifice it to the grain of sand. They worship the one grain. That's what it is. It's the one
true grain.
The one true grain. There's a pedestal somewhere where they have one grain of sand on it, just in a dome. And there's somebody in there that comes in and dusts every day just around the grain. And just one time they lost it on the duster, and that man was executed immediately.
And another random grain was picked up and became the one true grain.
Do you guys keep track of the jobs you've completed? Is there like do you guys think there's like a ledger?
I'm probably going to be more on the just like special items list kind of thing. Yeah, I mean, like
whatever happens. Money.
Anything that I discover, anything that I see, use, everything. Like if I know stuff about it, and if I find it to not be too useful, I'll go shop to shop, sell it. If I need to, I go to darker places to sell it.
Yeah, and there's definitely like a black market down in the sewers for sure.
I'm probably most interested in like the missing persons. I'd like ledgers or whatever there are, like just people, especially like missing persons who are like not criminal. So that's something I'd probably keep an eye out, especially if there's like dwarves.
There's a fuck ton of different jobs other than go and kill this, and you guys will see as you start to get jobs in this, and as we start to like unveil some storylines, that there's much more than just, oh hey, there's a monster rampaging. It's a lot of like small jobs as well, like a man, you know, looking for his wife that he hasn't seen in a week, or there's a strange smell coming from this house, or there's a massive sinkhole in some part of the city. What happened here? Like, go and investigate. We think there's foul play. Last one, house. You guys have a house? You guys have a place together?
Well, I have my house that that we all used to live at.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no, that.
So I figure.
Gooch and I used to live at.
I figure all of you would have to unless you guys have your own separate places to go to, and we could talk about that. I figure maybe you guys would have gotten like a small, like, shack somewhere, like a 2-story shack, with enough, like there's like maybe a workbench there for you guys to fuck around with and tinker with. maybe costs you guys like a combined total of 10 gold a month. Not each, just combined. You have like a fucking weird, decrepit like landlord. It's just it's this. It's an elven woman, but she's like she's weirder than any elf you've ever met, right? She's maybe like missing an eye, but it's just a minor illusion. Like you guys have figured it out. It's just an illusion that she makes her eye not look there or look like it's not there. Things like that. She's just rambunctious and fucking quirky and bangs on your door at like 4 in the morning asking for rent, and you're like, we just paid yesterday. Like that kind of crazy lady.
I'm more than okay with
like
that.
the landlord, basically from Dirk Gently. If anyone's seen that, fucking.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so to wrap, we are coming close. When was the last break?
I have another piece of brain
Okay.
thoughtness.
Okay.
They're all really small, apart from the Goliath, which
Yeah.
is maybe a good gang name idea, group name. You know, like everyone is tiny. Like I think I'm like a few feet. Like I think I'm 3 feet.
Yeah, I'm like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, I'm 3'5".
2 something.
And then we have this just fucking Goliath, right? Who's what, 8 foot?
6'9".
6'9".
You would.
We could literally stand on top of each other.
And you still wouldn't be as tall as him.
Man,
Oh my god.
it's gonna be really hard fitting him into our treehouse.
The tiny giant.
When you said like everyone else is small, and then you get the giant one, 4 fingers and thumb.
4 fingers and a thumb. It's so difficult to say.
Would your name be the Hand then?
The
you guys would be the
Hand,
Hand.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, like the Iron Fist fucking enemy. And
Oh
they
my
called
God.
the Hand?
Oh yeah, the hand.
Well, I mean, yeah. Usually in my thing, all of the assassins are called the Hand because it's. If you think about it,
classic.
that's usually how it works. Is you have the arm, which is the main or the brain or whatever, then the arm, and then the hand. Which
To be
is
honest, I
the
think I would find
5
that really
nails.
offensive because I
Oh, because you're
had my
lashing.
arm ripped off.
Yeah.
Maybe like the foot, because then it's like 4
my
little
God.
toes and one big toe.
Yeah, but Brad, somebody in the chat, you basically are the Iron Fist. So
Yeah.
I am the Iron Fist, literally. Yeah.
The little-
I'm a
the
monk
little
and I
Iron
have an
Fist.
actual iron arm
yeah,
and fist.
And you're somewhat
Um,
noble, I guess.
you're
But
a
if there
goblin.
is,
Not
Prideful
really.
more than anything.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find that out one day. Jay's gonna be like, and your Iron Fist starts glowing.
We can. Well, you know what we can do? We
Turns
can,
out your goblin name was actually Danny. And you look down and your chest has a tattoo on it.
We'll figure
Wow.
something out. I think we'll like start the first session with you guys. Maybe you guys are like sitting around the table, fucking yelling about what the name should be. Maybe it's like an ongoing thing. Like everyone has a new idea every week and no one's decided yet, right? Like
I'm okay with that.
he just
That's-
constantly
fair
suggests Gooch's gang every fucking time.
Gucci
He
gang,
says
yeah.
Gooch's gang, right?
Gang. The Gucci's.
Okay,
yeah.
so we're gonna take a quick break, real quick. The last break. I promised the last break. And then we have one more thing to get to, and then